Good afternoon, everyone. It's the 29th of October 2019. Let's just quickly jump into our disclaimer to say this is not trading advice. That's an important detail here, and I'll talk more about that a little later in the episode. But first, the purpose of this stream is to go over the big 7 cryptocurrencies on BitMEX and look for long and short opportunities. And I do commentary on it, but it really isn't trading advice. Even if I say, I think it's going up or I think it's going down for a million reasons, I can't actually give you trading advice. And I would advise that you should never follow somebody else's trading advice. It's much like trying to swing a bat on somebody else's cue. You gotta watch the ball. You're the one swinging the bat. You're the one that has to know all of the rules of the trade. So maybe some of this commentary will give you some assistance in the way you're putting your trades together. But at the end of the day, that being said, and I hate all of those kind of sayings, all of this is only helping you with stage 1 of the trade, which is planning it. And then you have to have all of your entries and your exits planned out ahead of time. You have to know what your stop loss is, what your target is. You have to know your position sizing. You have to know against your equity, against your risk control, against your own gut feelings, against your personal situation. There's no way anybody else can give you trading advice. Only the most basic structures so that you understand what a 1, 2, 3 formation is, some of the risk control rules. And hopefully, day by day, by going through these same indicators over and over again on the same markets, we come up with some patterns that match along with the 1, 2, 3 formations and these indicators. More than that, you get to see the trading methodology that I put forward here and how that might help you by becoming a patron subscriber and getting access to our main database here, our bull market watch spreadsheet. So this is more to do with all of the alts on an average across the entire exchange of Binance and Poloniex. It's a phenomenal spreadsheet, much more detail, much more information than just what we go over here with these quick examples. A little bit off track here, but I wanted to start off with that. Hey T. Torchin, good to have you along. A little late. I looked at the clock going, wow. The markets are moving, so I was distracted. So now let's jump in and see what they're doing from this small little move. 2 days ago, I was calling this a bear flag. Yesterday, it was looking more like a bottom formation and a continuation going higher. Today, it's looking like the bear flag. Pretty much not a lot to do, and if you're jumping in and out, trading many times within this market, it's probable that you're over trading. I've been there before. I'll probably be there again. I have to remind myself all the time. And so as it's making this formation, it's looked like a little wee 1, 2, 3 top formation inside here. We're always looking for, these are in a different order, always looking for when the RSI breaks a trend line, as well as overbought and oversold conditions. For me, when the RSI breaks a specific trend line, there's something going on. There's something changing. And that we're breaking this trend line as Bitcoin is making some noise in the background makes me think that this is going to pull back more. Even though I'm super bullish on these on the long term, right now this isn't looking like it. So I want to go through these indicators as a routine to check out what's going on. Let's go in. And I got to say that it's particularly heartbreaking to hear of loss stories, people who are losing money. It really bugs me. It hurts me because I've lost money before and it takes you so long to get back up in the game. One of the things that I did is I wrote out my trading plan because I was screwing it up. I wasn't trading it properly. I wrote it out so that I could read it and I could be more specific with it. Then I thought I would be more, I would be better at trading that plan because I had it more clear. Then I started sharing that plan with other people on the internet. And over the years, I've shared it with more than 2,000 people from over 70 countries around the world. And it's really helped me be more clear on the trading plan itself. So then I can start to see, especially now that we are using this live stream, to document all of these different formations. So we can see this losing juice all the way along here. This is crossed to the negative. It feels to me like that's going to be pulling back further. let's zoom in now. I want to go, this is Bitcoin, what it did here today. A big move down, a big move up. Crazy pattern. Let's go over, let's go over ADA and see what's going on in that. 3-month view. So it's been bearish for a bit, right? We had this top formation. It broke below that top formation. It's stuck down here. Been waiting for it to make like a springboard pattern, a 1, 2, 3 formation within here and then break up. But that would require some help from Bitcoin. And Bitcoin isn't being cooperative right now. So this still isn't giving us anything clear. It's just floating along in here. We'll wait on this. Michael, good to have you along. We'll check out NEO, ONT, and we'll check out TRX. NEO and ONT were looking really good the other day too. TRX has made some nice moves. We'll jump in and take a look at that. Let's go to ADA on the Bollinger Bands. Certainly, this spike way down here, it's easy to say in hindsight that it's a buy spot. I don't know how to identify it as a buy spot as it's coming down there. For me, who knows how far it could keep going down. I am watching for the 1, 2, 3 formations and some relation between that and the center line here in the Bollinger Bands. For my own part in this indicator. So it's bounced off the top level and it's coming back to the midline. If it does that, we have the 1, 2, 3. It's got a good parallel channel break. That would be pretty clear. And it seems like it's going to be doing that. With the Ichimoku cloud, you know, it's looking negative. With the bearish change in the MACD indicator. And here with the relative strength index breaking this level, all of those things make me think it's going down. So there's no big trade I can do on this. It's going to take a long time to stage into a big trade into this market. BCH ABC, we were watching this. It was kind of noisy to get into this. It really whipped around a lot. So a small position, maybe you could have done something with it. But for now, as it's coming up to these levels, and I don't like the RSI 3 times the same level while we have 3 higher highs. It feels like that's going to pull back. Let's go to the on balance volume and see what it's saying for BCH. Well, on balance, the volume is good and good. So I was actually expecting to see a good surge here and a smaller surge here to say, oh, we've got this divergence setting up here, but we don't. It's looking strong still. BCH ABC, okay, looking strong on the volume and actually crossing to the positive, better than ADA was. So I'm personally biased against Bitcoin Cash for no good reason. And here it is, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, breaking out above these levels. It is looking good in the Ichimoku cloud on this time frame as well. Very good. I wouldn't be buying it now, like it's not a buy signal this very minute, but it does look bullish from this. And if I just had to buy some, it would be such a small position, and I would add on to it much, much later because there's time. Let's go see what the Bollinger Bands are saying. Okay, they certainly nailed it as it came down to the bottom here. If you were to have purchased in at that time, right at the very bottom of the band. Bottom of the band, top of the band. So it's not a buy signal from the other method, and this wouldn't be a buy signal for the Bollinger Bands either. This would be a sell signal as it's up touching against the whatever do you call it? Do you call it a cloud? The bands? Let me see. Bitcoin dominance. Let's skip ahead. Bitcoin dominance is making this wicked pattern that I thought was a bull flag, right? I thought this was pulling back and is going to spring higher. And as I saw Bitcoin whipping around and this started to pull up, I thought, oh, it is crazy. It's really whipsaw. A lot of people are getting crunched because it's whipsaw. It's not just going a direction. It's whipping around. Artificial intelligence against artificial intelligence. Can you imagine quantum computing trading against quantum computing? It's going to be pretty wild. So in EOS, it's pulling back all of this all the way trend line. I can see the pullback in the relative strength index, but it's not giving a nice enough bottom on this shape. Not yet. The volume was a lot of dumping and then just a little bit of buying. It hasn't really staged up. So EOS is not the first of them that I'm looking to be excited about here. This has crossed to the positive. We do see it's crossed to the positive all the way along. We have a nice divergence in this longer time frame. Very nice divergence, but it's flattened out here. It's got to cross to the positive, and this will give us all the information we need. When this crosses to the positive and it starts to go up, this is already going to be, proving out our 1, 2, 3, and that'll just cement it in for us on the longer time frame. More waiting, I would say, and if you have to, very, very small. 1, 2, 3. It almost feels like it's got to come back here and retest this again to finish it off. And how about the Bollinger Bands on EOS? The 4-hour time frame is giving us the same as in Bitcoin Cash. It was really clear that at this, in hindsight, of course, it's always clear. And it wouldn't work for me because I'm still looking for my 1, 2, 3 formation in some time frame while it's doing that. So if I'm zooming in and I can see a nice clean 1, 2, 3, that'll do it for me. Now this has made a triangle and I can use this whole thing as a one point. 1, 2, 3 breaks above this level, could become something to pay attention to. Let's zoom back and go on to the next coin is Ethereum. So Ethereum versus Bitcoin came back to the 50% level. We've been watching for the last couple days for this to complete the 1, 2, 3. We're talking about this going up, and it is going up. Very nice. Very nice to see it. Oh, let me go back. It's very nice to see it because we're actually calling out very specific things that we're looking for in the indicators. When the indicator does this and the price does that, then we have our answer. So putting those things together, write them down if you want, like grab a piece of paper and start to make notes on these so that when you are planning out your trades and you are watching the markets, you can say, okay, these 4 things lined up. This is what I'm going to do now. Do it in the smallest trade that you can do it. You're like kind of embarrassed with yourself. The trade is so small. That's how you want to trade to practice with until you're getting confident with it and you're putting these things together and it's smooth and easy. You know the guy who can play the guitar and he's sitting down. The old lady comes in the room. He nods at her. He's singing the song. He stands up playing the guitar, walks across the room so she can sit down, and he continues singing the song, never looks at the strings once. That's the kind of skill that you want to have when you're trading so that you're doing other things and you're doing this, watching all of these, like driving a stick shift car in city traffic. It's really hard to begin with to know how to put the clutch in, to do everything coordinated is really hard to begin with. Give yourself the time to do it easy. Give yourself the time to practice this stuff small, knowing that the markets are always going to be here. Once we get these skills, we can expand and expand it, and it's unlimited income potential. Unlimited. But unlimited wreckage potential if you are not prepared ahead of time. You will lose your money, you'll get discouraged, and then you're not going to learn it properly. You're not going to practice the skills. So really, I'm talking to my earlier self as well because I wrecked myself so many times where if I'd have started off smaller, it would have been a lot better. All right, anyway, volume is like it's selling here and it's going up. I don't get it. When we go into the closer time frame, it makes more sense. We can see the steady trickle of buying as we are making this ascending breakout pattern. Beautiful. I was posting this in our Discord chat earlier too as this was building up. Phenomenal stuff. Ethereum, we can see how we had our sell signal in top formation as this was diverging earlier. Now it's come back and it's starting to cross positive. That's on the 1-day view. Wow, so let's go into the 12-hour, almost crossing positive. The 4-hour, we've been watching this for the last few days on all of these coins. The 4-hour had already crossed positive and it was giving us this notice. Now for my own part, I was thinking that Bitcoin was going to come down, alts were going to come up. But Bitcoin seems to be going up and the alts are going up too, which would mean that we need altcoin. Oh, there we go. Altcoin dominance to be coming down as Bitcoin is going up and alts are going up. This is the dream. this is the dream. This is where the real money was made in March to July of 2017. So let's not let this dream slip by. Let's not let this opportunity slip by that is setting up right now in the altcoins. Which altcoins? We'll tell you for 50 cents a day, and there are only 4 or 5 spots left now over on Patreon on the $15 a month level. When those are filled, I close this up and we're done until the end of November before I open this back up again for new memberships. So if this is something, this study is interesting to you, you think this is a good study, you think this is great information, and 50 cents a day isn't out of your range for investing in yourself and learning in the long term, I really recommend that you click on the link in the description down below, head over to introtocryptos.ca, or click on the Patreon description down below, grab one of those last few spots. EOS 123 bottom formation, got to let this mature more. Again, the 4 hour did show us a buy area in hindsight, but for me, I don't know it. So I'm still looking to coordinate my 1, 2, 3s, and I may always let that kind of trade formation go and wait for a better consolidation just for my own trading. That was, we already looked at Ethereum now on the 4 hour time frame. So it didn't get down to the bottom of the band here. It really just pushed. Now it's come up to the top of the band. I don't know. I don't know until I get into this range and I can see my 1, 2, 3s breaking above it. Now it starts to add into me where we're getting up above the midline. We're bouncing off the midline, staying above the midline. Now it's adding more juice for my own trading plan when I get into this 1 hour time frame. So I can only get into the 1 hour time frame when it matches my trading plan on the longer time frame. Then I can zoom into this for, pinpoint accuracy. But I don't trade with the 1 hour time frame. I try to trade with the longer time frames, and I only use that, like I say, to zoom in for that pinpoint accuracy, right when we see something shaping up. Now, observation on this one is to continue seeing what is going on with this relative strength index, both directions. We've got to see when it pokes above this downtrend, it's going to be probably a big candle. We haven't had a really big candle in Litecoin in a while, and I feel like this is setting up for a big candle, actually. Let's zoom in. What are we, 12 hour? 4 hour time frame. All right, like here again, very clear. I love it. We get really clear spots. We've got a 1, 2, 3. It's kind of ugly. It's more of an ascending wedge than a 1, 2, 3. But clearly a break above these levels as we're touching we got big candle coming. I'm kind of speechless. Let's go. I've got Michael online. Here we are at 3:30 in the afternoon. I started a bit late. Oh wow, when I look at this, that catches my eye. Just the change of that volume and then this buying while we sat flat, that catches my eye. I'm not expecting this to dump. I think that Bitcoin dominance is going to be dropping further and all the alts are going to be taking off. Which alts? Well, earlier we were able to nail Link, not just the entry, but the exit, MDA, AMB. What would it mean to your account to have had 62% gains in this market? What would it meant to your account to have 112% gains? And these are public that we've sent out in front of everybody. These were publicly published and available. And here we are up 98% in this trade. We've got a bunch more that are all lining up, and we can see them coming by using our Bull Market Watch spreadsheet. So if you are a casual trader and you're just learning, the Bull Market Watch spreadsheet is for you. The training that goes along with that is good for your first couple months of trading. It's so important right now. And if you are a more active trader and you're really jumping into and out of these markets and you really want to pay attention, then the Pro Alerts package is probably for you. 1, 2, 3, breaking higher, absolutely wonderful. And I hope that this free live stream helps you, whoever needs the help, to to make some sense out of the patterns that are going on here. But I really hope you come and take the training so that you're getting more of the risk control rules and the kind of background that is part of trading. You need it. Double bottom, not really big enough, but making that little wee flag that we could be rocketing. Let's go into the Bollinger Bands. 1, 2, 3, consolidation setting up. Very tight neck. I don't know, it's kind of skewered down here on the 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. So it's pushing against the top edge of the bar here. We'll just continue to watch it and see what it's going to end up doing. It's not as clear. Okay, no, it is clear. The MACD is very clear. The RSI was really clear to give us some very specific spots. Come on now, chart, load up. There we are. Some very specific spots in the RSI for us to be watching for Litecoin. Huge. Now, could we have told that Tron was going to take off the way it did? We had, I don't see the Discord chat where I can just quickly read it. One of the guys there was buying long in Tron right here in a leveraged position. Nailed it, like perfectly nailed it. It's phenomenal. What's it going to do from here? I don't know. Let's see if our indicators can give us some inside notice. It's very, well, it could be more overbought. I don't see a trend line here for breaking one way or another yet. The volume underneath this is crazy. Let's go into the 4 hour time frame. And I guess if we get a break in either direction, it may be pulling back. This is a pretty sharp flag, and it wouldn't be a worry in the long term for this. It's only for the leveraged positions that it gets to be a worry on a pullback of these kind of scales. Zoom in to see if there's more. Zoom in to see if there's more. Well, yeah, actually, this is quite a divergence in the RSI, where it seems to be running out of steam. And right now, as we're seeing, this is easing off. As we're breaking this up trend line, it could pull back and take a breather. If Bitcoin is going parabolic, this is probably going to, I don't know, Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Which means that alts are going up versus US dollar faster than Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin could be going up, but alts are going up faster. Let's go into TRX, clear this off. The volume is great. Like it's got lots of volume, so I can't say that there's a divergence, that there's a negative divergence or anything like that setting up here. TRX in the 4 hour MACD, like most of the rest, had crossed to the positive right in this time frame. Now it's boosted up and it may cross to the negative. Let's go to the 4 hour. Oh, that is 4 hour. Zoom into the 1 hour. It's okay. It's pulling back, but looks like it's gaining juice to go up another stage higher. So it's maybe not a place to be dumping out of that position if you're long. Pretty cool. But watch this, because if it starts to flare to the negative as we're breaking this uptrend line, that's a pretty weak moment. And we're on the 1 hour. Let's go to the next indicator. TRX under the Ichimoku cloud. The last couple days it's been, positive because it's up above the cloud like this. I really like to see how skinny this is. That means we are going fast. The more skinny this is, the faster the movement is. The more wide it is, the slower it is. So we are starting out. How did it do this before? Oh, we are skinny and going up. I think there's going to be more juice. This is going to have more power. 4 hour time frame still good. Whoops. Even in the 15-minute time frame, it's still looking good. 1 hour, all good. It could pull back a little bit, but it seems to have enough flexibility here. It should be okay. Let's do the Bollinger Bands for TRX. Whoa, look how wide they went as this took off. What a wrecker, too. Just absolutely wrecking people as this is dropping lower and then blasting higher. Much the same as Bitcoin just finished doing. It is dangerous times out there. Small positions, wide stops. It's really hard to do. That is nasty. 12 hour. Let's zoom into the 4 hour. So here is where it's up against the 4 hour MACD, not Bollinger Band, and against it all the way along here, so I'm lost. I'll just have to monitor it. As we're going in now, it is staying up above the midline, as it does when it's trending. When it crosses that midline in a skinny neck, we'll pay attention to it. But until then, I would just err on the side of keeping my stop back a little bit. Give it the space to do stuff. And Ripple. Ripple over on Binance, I think it had some liquidity issues and took a big dive. Ripple. Maybe I saw that wrong. Yeah, it's okay. 1, 2, 3. Seems to be making a 1, 2, 3. This is a little 1, 2, 3 setting up. On the 4-hour time frame, let's zoom in more. Let's zoom into the... Okay, here we go. As this pulls back and breaks those levels, it's important. We have the 1, 2, 3 formation here. It's pulled back out of this top. Don't know. I wasn't expecting this to be pulling back. I do expect this to gather and go higher, but a break below these levels, it doesn't matter what I expect. You have to have your risk control rules prepared in advance. XRP. Okay, it certainly does not have the nice volume pattern we just saw in TRX. Not at all. TRX is kicking ass in that volume pattern department, way better than all of the rest of them. Now let's go on to Ripple. Actually looks like it's running out of steam. It looks like we're having a curve to this where it's running out of juice. 12-hour time frame is negative, but maybe crossing positive. 4-hour time frame, like the rest of them, has crossed to the positive here in the middle of this 1, 2, 3. So I'm still bullish on these, even though that's crossing to the negative. I'll wait and see what's going on. Oh, here's that mess I saw where we came up, big skewer, and sort of like step back out of the market when it does something like that. Did this big skewer. We had the crossover to the negative on the 15-minute time frame. Let's watch. It'll cross back to the positive above these levels and start going back up. Those are really good. No idea what Bitcoin's going to do. Let's jump in and finish up this routine. Then I'll take a look at the charts that you guys want to see. All right, back over here. This looks like a buy signal in the uptrend. For an Ichimoku, comes back into the cloud, and coming above this cloud would be the buy signal. So coming up out of these ranges would be very good. But we got to do something with this 1, 2, 3 and build it up. It's not looking like it actually now. This is looking like a thicker cloud, like we're going to get more sideways chop. No surprise, but that's what it's saying. More sideways chop for Ripple. As much as I'm wanting it to take off and blast off, here in the 1-hour time frame, it's gone top and bottom of the band and easing off right now, so Bitcoin must be showing strength. As I zoom in on this, it doesn't give me any ideas. I don't see where I can do anything because my 1, 2, 3 bottom formation isn't setting up so that I can establish a coordination with it. Now this was beautiful. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation set up, it was textbook. It was beautiful, except for this skewer backwards to take out your stop loss. But other than that, this was technically wonderful, really great. We caught this trend line. We caught this top formation. We saw the divergences as that set up. Now, I'm not quite seeing the divergences as nice as we were seeing when this was setting up. Not quite yet in most all of these markets. I think that's the prognosis of the whole report. Let's go over and take a look at the Bitcoin, the bull market watch spreadsheet. It has gone up quite a bit in the number of neutral coins. The number of near fail coins have dropped back, but the number of alerts and holds have also pulled back a little bit. So we did get into these markets and we did some really great trades on them. We were able to pull back on the markets as the markets pulled back. We still have 12 that we're holding, 4 more exit coins today. And we'll see over the next few days if these alerts start picking up. If we start dropping back in the neutral coins here and start heading up into the alerts, it will be November already, and it will be too late to join as a patron member to have access to this. The only way you'll be able to join is by paying with cryptocurrency, and it'll cost you more money than if you join today. Nothing else like it out there. This research is put together through a year of development and questions and answers and improvement. You won't find anything like it. Let me now go back to the chat and see how this is actually working. Neo, let's go take a look at Neo coin. Binance. Get rid of my favorites. Scroll down to the ends. I found it easy. Sometimes the alphabet is difficult. Well, Neocoin was an alert in our Pro Alerts package. So we have the Pro Alerts as a little different than the color-coded spreadsheet. The color-coded spreadsheet will tell you should hold it or not, but the Pro Alerts will give you really specific entries, exits, and stop losses. And so we had this one prepared with an alert beforehand. And so we got into this as it was breaking out. So now it's different for where I am compared to where you may be in this trade. So if you got in on this level, I would say keep your stop just above your entry and really do a whole bunch of nothing. The hardest thing ever in trading is to do nothing. Let the money do the work for you. The hardest thing for any good boss is to not micromanage their employees. And if you think of your dollars or your bits, your satoshis as your little employees, that you don't want to micromanage them, for me anyway, the more I micromanage, the worse I do. And so now that the price is up above our stop, we could just relax. But if you're new into it and you're thinking, you know what, I don't want to miss out on Neo, is it a good time to get in right now? Then I want to go through the same process with all of this kind of coin and go over first of all, the chart pattern. Does it give me the 1, 2, 3 formation in any kind of variation? Any kind of variation. It doesn't have to be exact. They never are. But here is a beautiful one. 1, 2, 3, and then it broke higher. Now we're fighting around in this triangle, and we could have a potential little 1, 2, 3 right at the point right there. So I've got enough of a 1, 2, 3-ish setup. I like that it's come back to these support and resistance levels. Okay. So the great thing for this chart pattern at this moment is the very small risk to reward ratio. This is my risk from here to here, because I'm going to put say I buy right here and I got my stop loss right there. I'm going to risk this, whatever percentage that is, as my cost. And I'm only going to put on a little bit of my account, not my whole account. But my reward is potential, evenly say it just goes up to where it just was. And we say that's my potential reward. Then I've got a ratio, like this is so much more compared to my risk that it's worth it because we've come down to this super tight point in the chart. So that's what I look for in the chart. That's what I look for in the chart patterns. And then I use the indicators to verify it. Does this have those divergences that I want to see? I want to see a divergence to the positive in the RSI and whatever time frame I'm working at. And I want to see volume. So let me get rid of my favorites, go down to Neo. I'm not going to find it as fast this time for sure, just because I want to. Sorry, looking at the phone. Now, volume doesn't give me the inspiration. It's got the selling, it doesn't give me the inspiration. It's not backing me up. So now I want to go on to the next one. Get rid of this 1, 2, 3, 4 scrolls down, 5 scrolls down for Neo. Now I'm looking at the MACD indicator, and this is giving me more than the volume. The volume I'm not as sticky on, but so long as this is crossing to the positive and we have this kind of divergence, now we're setting up. We've got a nice divergence where it crossed to the positive on this little 1, 2, 3. Is that significant? It is. Pay attention to these 1, 2, 3s. When we have this divergence, it's insane. When we have it coming back to a double bottom and we have a positive divergence crossing positive, it's insaner. It's awesome because you can start off with a very small position here. When it gets up to these levels, you can add on to that position and you're comfy. You can already have your stop above your average entry price. So building that position, knowing to build the position, knowing to wait for all of these things to build up is the practice. That's what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Neo. N-E-O. On, wow, okay, so there's, you really can't even say anything off this. It came off of that so fast. Let me clear that off. Clear this off. Scroll it back. Because when I see a breakout like that, I always want to go back and say, what did it look like just before it took off? Because that's what I'm really looking for. I don't want to look for the ones that have taken off. They're already done. It's like, I want to get the one that's almost ready to open up. The flower that I can pick now, put into my portfolio, and then it opens up. Oh, look how pretty. So this is the pattern that I want to look for. And I want to know underneath, like, what was the RSI doing? What was the MACD doing? And we've already been seeing that. Okay, no. Now we got to zoom in closer range to zoom in on this. Because I want to see, is this a double bottom that it's going to go higher? Is the Ichimoku cloud agreeing with me on the closer time frames? And this isn't yet. What is this? A 1 hour time frame, still crossed to the negative, a big negative cloud. The trailing indicator is still negative through everything. It's got to work its way and cross through all of it before this turns into a real positive sign for the 1 hour Ichimoku. The 15-minute, even still, it's not. It hasn't, the Ichimoku, it's below the cloud. So everything else is giving us the positive, but Ichimoku was saying not quite yet. Does that mean I shouldn't do it? No. I still am more in tune with the other indicators that are giving us the divergences, the crossovers to the positive. I think they're a little earlier indicators than Ichimoku cloud. The Ichimoku will confirm as the trend is changing direction, but it doesn't give us that early swing traders entry. Not like the Bollinger Bands is starting to shape up to be. Let's go to Bitcoin. Get rid of my favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4 scrolls down for Neo. Hey, look at that. I'm getting good at it. Zoom in. Now this is looking more like a buy signal here on the 1 hour time frame. We're down at the bottom of our Bollinger Bands at the 1, 2, 3 position. That's very nice. I like that 1, 2, 3, and the Bollinger Bands doing this for us on this time frame. So the 1 hour really confirms if we're crossing that midline. Let's go see what the closer time frames are saying. The 15-minute time frame is a little bit harder. Downtrending, it's gone through the midline, so this would give me advanced warning that the 1 hour is probably going to go through the midline. But for me, more it's the RSI divergence, it's the MACD cross divergences here and the higher cross divergence while we're in the midst of making 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3s, and a larger 1, 2, 3. That's all of those things add up and become action signals for me. So I hope that analysis on Neo is helpful for you. Give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, or say hi from Fort Lauderdale, RC, good to have you along. Never give up on this trading. Beckham. Never give up on this trading. I'm going to give you a wrench, Beckham. And I know I've got to send you a note on Discord. I've got to follow up with you on your recent purchase of our membership. And I'm super grateful to have you along. Really. You guys really make my day. Keeps me getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go through these spreadsheets, to have all of this work done and prepared for you every single day so that you can log in and just see where things are. Telling you the trading plan is one thing. It's awesome. It's great. But I think that's just basic information that I should be giving out to anybody, everybody, so that you can learn how to make money work for you. Really, it shouldn't be a secret, this stuff. So the trading plan itself the basics of it, you can go and get free from the website. I recommend you scroll to the bottom and sign up for the free webinar. If you haven't already, come and join us on our Discord chat. The other day we were in one of the top lists for hottest altcoin Discord chat, which I thought was pretty awesome. Click on the link in the conversation there and come and join us on Discord. We talk about these markets all day long and a whole bunch more. We've got a whole bunch of different opinions on there, but mostly the Discord chat is focused on learning the 1, 2, 3 pattern in a way that an investor is going to trade, less so in the way that a day trader is going to trade. So we do a little bit of details on these big 7 markets that are leverage traded over on BitMEX, and we talk about them. But the main core is to be diversified across the alts at the right time and to get out of them at the right time. That's the best. ICX. I would love to check out ICX, actually. It is one of the coins I did research on this morning. ICX. 3-month time frame. So ICX, that's about all the research I do on it. That would be it. I'm done trading it. I wouldn't have any unless I'm a bag holder of it. And I do have this one account that is all just like dust and bag holding. And I go to Binance, I log in there. It says, do you want to convert these low value coins to BNB? And I'm going, they're only low value now. You know, I don't want to convert them to BNB. But this may be one of those in that dust account. So I can't do anything with it because it hasn't finished the 1, 2, 3 formation. In fact, as Bitcoin took off, this was one of those coins in our spreadsheet that went to a fail status. So it gave us this exit status. It went to a near fail, or let me see. It would go right to a fail status. Right? It would have been turned orange and it would have turned to fail status through this period here. And we had a ton of them went to fail status here on the 26th. They pulled back up a little bit, but a whole bunch are still in near fail status. So it's a pretty precarious time, and we can tell where the shift is happening. When these start going into the neutral stance, we know we're getting into good territory. I mean, into alert status. Then things are really starting to pick up. So you don't want to miss out on this. You want to be prepared. If this is the stuff that you're doing and you're spending hours watching these videos, what is an hour of your time worth? And that's where I figure I'm adding value to the crypto community that's different than just technical analysis, because that's all just opinion. But I'm providing a real trading plan and providing perspective against it in our free stuff. We have the Discord, which is more free perspective against it. So if you're starting with nothing like I did in 2015, we're here for you. I want to help you. And over the months and years to come, I want to get to know your success stories. I don't want to hear so many I got wrecked stories. I would like to have the people join our group and learn our risk control strategies to start off with. That's the most important thing. But the work I do, is the value I think I add to the crypto community are these spreadsheets, having the work done for you so that you can just log in, quickly check it out. And we are getting more and more people grabbing a hold of this. There will be an upper limit, and you just won't be able to get in. Boom, boom. RC, thank you for the thumbs up. Best value in the crypto space. Wrenched you. So I didn't get into ICX much because that's it. It fails the analysis, and I don't want to spend any more time on it than that. Mostly because I have to go through all of them. And so I'll go through the coins and I'll look at this and I'll say, well, that is a near fail coin. It's not nearly breaking out of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Nothing to do there. Nothing to do there. This one we had as a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and we got out when the 4-hour exponential moving average crossed over. And so we were able to get in on the breakout, get out just before it started to fail, had a profitable trade in that, and nothing else to do. Now we'll wait. But we were there and doing the work and monitoring the spreadsheet so that we had the alert status go out at that time. That's the juice. That's the gold. Is having that work done so that you don't overspend time sitting at the charts, Get out, spend it with your family. Call your mother. Say hello to your friends. Go get some exercise. Take a yoga class. So then I would look at Link. I'm already holding it. It's profitable. I'm not going to do anything. Not my job. Once I'm profitable, it's not my job anymore. I would look for the 12-hour EMA to cross over on this one. Just because of the long-term trend on this, I would hold it till the 12-hour EMA crosses. I recommended an exit here. I recommended an exit here. We recommended an exit here. Any of these would be good. You can see in the noise of the market to just have saved yourself the time of monitoring this. But I could go on. And I do go on. Let's bring this up over on our Discord chat. I've got to get myself ready for the next hot yoga class. It's time to start hydrating and getting ready. If you haven't already, go grab yourself a big glass of water. And we'll see you over on our Discord chat. We'll see how all of this stuff plays out. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope that music looping in the background was not driving you nuts hearing the same thing for this entire stream. Now, let's go to my nifty intro. I'll have a new cool intro for tomorrow. Cheers and thanks again.